Kayla Renava on Radio Row, joined by Denver Broncos kicker Brandon McManus. Brandon, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I want to start off. You just made a good point. You said you're surprised that a New England network wanted a Broncos player on. And the rivalry between the Broncos and the Patriots has really ramped up in the past few years. But with Peyton Manning retiring, what does that do to the rivalry?
Oh, I don't know if it does that much. I know that Peyton and Tom had such a infamous rivalry back and forth, you know, the battles that they've had when he was in Indianapolis and in Denver. So I don't know if it did that much, but, you know, it still was a good game. Obviously, New England, beat us eventually by a little bit at the end of the game. But I think just the winning traditions that both teams have and, the good coaches and the good players that each team always has, it's always going to be a good rivalry no matter what.
So this is a Broncos-Patriots rivalry, not a Brady-Manning rivalry.
I think it's a Broncos-Patriots rivalry, yes.
What does it feel like when the New England Patriots come to town? As you know, Tom Brady's record at Mile High is not great. It's one of the only places that he does not have a great record at, and you guys always really step up when the Patriots come to town.
Yeah, I think New England has the same type of mindset to me, and I know it's extremely hard to win in this league, but whenever we kind of step on the field, we feel like we're going to win the game. And but it's a little different when New England comes to town, just because we know, like I said, the winning tradition that they have, and they feel the same way when they step on the field as us. So it's always a good battle, and like you said, I think that's just a testament of two good teams battling against each other with Tom's record in Mile High. Peyton always was bad going to New England as well. So it's I think just a coincidence, and just two teams that are battling their butts off to try to win. And Denver's it's a loud stadium, and a lot of times I think Tom's looking for bad weather, but sometimes in January it gets nice in Denver.
And it's no secret that outside of New England, the Patriots aren't exactly the most popular kids in the lunchroom, either with fans or with other players. Is there any extra motivation in wanting to beat the Patriots at all?
I don't have anything against them. To me, I don't think you could hate a winner, no matter what people say about New England. They win games, and so to me, I respect that, and I always will. And they have a great coach, a great quarterback, and they've won a lot of games. And look, I think this is his fifth Super Bowl. Well, not this is his could be his fifth ring, not his fifth Super Bowl. I think this is a Super Bowl. But so I think it's tough to knock them for that. And but I think whenever you have a good team and good players and stuff, you have extra motivation to try and beat them. And a lot of times when we're playing New England, it's for the first round bye, or we played them in the AFC Championship game last year to get us to the Super Bowl. So there's always extra motivation because the game is a big game.
Now, the Patriots kicker, Gostkowski, has been very successful throughout his career, very consistent, and had a very rough start to this season. What did you think of all the grief that he got? He was hammered by fans.
You're New England media, that's why. I think because he was so good for so long, a lot of times you just kind of close your eyes and just you move on with your life knowing that he's going to make the kick. And sometimes somebody might go through a little rift, and that's what he did. And I talked to him a little bit. He was obviously moved on by that time. We played them, and to me, I still think he's the best kicker in this league, and he's done it for so long. And whether it's a clutch kick at the end of the game, or I think he's made 19 or 20 consecutive field goals in the playoffs, and he could hit from long range. He's still an outstanding kickoff guy, and he's able to pin the teams deep, and that's kind of their game plan. And it's just the media just trying to, I guess, divide him up. But no matter what, as a kicker, you're able to mentally block a lot of people out. And if you miss a kick, you got to be able to block it out and move on to the next one.
What did he say to you? You said you talked to him, and that was right in the midst of him having a bit of a rough patch.
I think it was just a little bit out of it. I think he was kind of in smooth sailing since then. I don't even know if he's missed since our game. I don't know specifically, but no, it's more or less not asking about technique or anything. It's just chatting about each other. Hey, you're having still having a great year, and just being positive with one another. Like I said, I think he's the best one. Obviously, I'm younger than him, and always watched him kind of go through college and stuff, and I still think, like I said, he's still the best, and I still look up to him and how he approaches each game, and try to get little tips from him.
So you have a relationship with him. How did that start?
I think it's just in pregame, and Denver always plays New England, and so you kind of build relationships. This was my 3rd year in Denver, so we played them twice last year, and then a year each before that, and you're just chatting pregame. We have a lot of time to ourselves in pregame, and each of us know what each other's going through throughout the whole season, so it kind of allows us to be a little bit more open and willing to tell each other just how we're feeling and how everything's going.
And is he just that kind of guy that's willing to help another kicker, especially one that's younger than him, even if it's not a teammate of his?
I think it's just a fraternity that we have. I remember seeing the other day how Dwight Freeney was teaching Vaughn Miller his spin move or something, and just it's a fraternity that we have in on the gridiron here, and especially kickers. There's only 32 of us in the world that do what we do, and it's a lot of pressure that's involved in our job, and so we have to deal a lot with the media if we do have a bad game and stuff like that. So just different tips and picks you pick up from one another and see how you can help each other out.
And you said you can relate to what one another is going through, what you're feeling. What are you feeling? Because kickers do get more heat if you miss a kick than if a QB throws a pick. It's forgotten pretty soon.
It's extremely hard because I was just talking to a golfer the other day, and it's just golfing's very similar to kicking, the motions and everything, and whether you feel a 6-foot putt to win the Masters or something, but with golf, if you have a bad drive, you're able to have a second shot that's good, or if you throw an interception, you're able to come back out the next drive and score a touchdown, and everyone forgets about the interception. We don't have a second kick to make up for it, and that's extremely hard to do, and so that's why I think some of the younger guys might struggle, is because they might miss a big kick and they can't get over it and get ready for the next one, and it's extremely difficult. So I mean, there's not much to say other than that you have one shot at done. It's either do or die, and either you're the GOAT or you're the hero.
I know that the mechanics are a big part of it. Real quick, so we have to let you go. Can you show me how to set up for kick?
Yeah, I can show. Yeah. Well, everyone's different, but everyone starts out basically the same with either 2 or 3 steps straight back, and then we're gonna pick our spot to where the holder is gonna do it. Then we're gonna find our aiming point up through the uprights, and then we'll take our 3 steps back. We're tight here, we don't bump into thing. And then if most kickers are righties, so we'll take 2 steps to the left, and then we'll settle back in our spot, and we're gonna find our target that we picked before, and then we're gonna get ready, and then the snapper snaps it, and then the holder puts it down, and you have to put it through. All
right. Well, we don't have room for the follow through, so we won't demonstrate now.
Let's see your follow through.
You explaining the process.
No problem.
Brandon, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.